this is the Shenmue drinking game. Now what you need to do this is you need some booze, obviously, and you need some playing Shenmue, right? Now, I'm sitting here with some booze, and you've got to drink your booze every time Ryo Hazuki says,
I see.
which is a lot. Now, what I've got is a bloody bastard.
I see.
Which is a famous Glasgow drink, which has a tomato, vodka, lime juice, water, pie crust, cherry liqueur, and the sweat of a naked, pale, skinny, worried, junky teenager squeezed fresh off the internet. And you're drinking what?
I'm on the Organ Mint Minger.
I see.
Organ Mint Minger has got lemonade, water, champagne, mint, vodka, something else that was a bit black, sugar, some spice, all things nice, and spunk.
So, like I said before, Shenmue, Ryo says,
I see.
and then you take a sip of your drink. So here we go, let's try it out.
I see.
Oh, it's no mint in it.
Tell you, he's a fucking lightweight, always has been.
I see.
That's one. Oh, Jesus Christ. Trousers are down, boys. Trousers are down.
I see.
Right, saying you, Landy. Landy now. Landy. I've got your dragon mirror if you want to come and get some of that. Quick time. Quick. If you want to get some of that quick time stuff, I've got that for you. Right. I'm needing a taxi now.
Rob.
Right, I'm on it. Hi. Suppose it's quite fitting, quite apt, the APT, that I'm here. First episode of Consolevania. Just about to review a Castlevania game. And that's why I came here, for a bit of linkage. Glasgow's beautiful northern necropolis. It's an absolutely beautiful place. Fascinating graveyard. And I don't think you're allowed to film in the graveyard. Don't tell anybody, and I'll not tell anybody either. Let's have a wee look around. You know, folks, Koji Igarashi has brought us Castlevania Lament of Innocence on the PS2. He's a master, and he's hoping to give us some narrative grounding for the whole Belmonts versus Dracula saga. And in the process, I think he's going to try and lay to rest the ghosts of those shocking N64 3D games that disappointed so much. And to be honest, I've got high hopes. Mother! Mother, I've got your Tampax here!
Castlevania. Right, what's the right game anyway? Right, well, here we are. You know, Castlevania loads up and the disappointment seeps into my bones already. It's not very pretty, this game. Everything looks grainy, rough, textures are repeating, corridors look the same. I've been in here before. It all looks the same, everything's the same. Where's the lovely artwork, where's the nice art design, where is the great music? For the off, this isn't impressing me. It's a big disappointment in the visual and oral stakes. And remember, this is a game in direct competition with the worst kind of competition a game can possibly have itself in the past. Still, it's all about the 3D now, innit? That's what they say. So, let's talk about the camera. It's always a good place to start. Castlevania's got a fucking weird camera. Never has a camera felt so obvious. It's as if this game has been shot by some director who likes using cameras built for people with giant hands made of ham. The camera itself is obstructive, and that it always feels like it's in the room with you, and it always feels huge. Leon Belmont runs by and it feels as if he's making a wide arc just to get round it without knocking it over. Look here, in the entrance hallway of the castle, your camera's slap bang in the middle, rotating to follow you and taking up a shitload of space. And you're thinking, I want to see what's in the middle of this room, because I think it might be the cameraman. But you'll never see what's there because there's places in this world where only the camera's allowed to sit. It's bizarre, and it's reminding you you're playing a game. But how does it play? Robert, you're all saying, well, you might have heard that it plays like Devil May Cry. That shit. It doesn't. Well, Leon Belmont does have shades of the old Dante about him in terms of character design. There's a very solid old school feel to the way Leon moves. That's plus point number 1. Leon has a very 2D Castlevania feel. You start to realise that the game's camera, which initially irritated you so much, is helping to create a semi-2D plane, which feels very familiar and very welcome. Now, there's no point talking about the combat in this game at all, because a lot of these fancy moves, sidesteps, flips, everything that's in here, all these combos, they all seem very tacked on. As if they're kind of just there as a token gesture towards a gaming market has become too fond of all this crap. Now, here's where it starts to get very Castlevania. Even using just your basic moves, forget about the combos, you rarely get any trouble in a fight in this game. Like most of the 2D iterations of this series, you'll only get hurt if you make a mistake. This is an element of gaming I love it because it works. Too many modern games raise their difficulty by being, as they say in the forums, cheap. Castlevania sticks to its roots and gives us a game that you can sail through, as long as you pay attention and don't fuck up. So since we're all hot shit gamers and we never fuck up, right? Where's the challenge in this game? Well, Castlevania's never been a game about challenge. In essence, it's always been about exploration, and lo and behold, you're 2 hours into this title and something wonderful happens. Combat's second nature and you're ploughing through the enemies, scorching through rooms, checking your map, and you realise how much fun you're having just opening up that map, just turning those rooms blue, just like back in the old days. And suddenly you start to appreciate how pretty the game is. Why did you think it was ugly when you first loaded it up? Look at the moonlight streaming in through the stained glass windows, look at the enemies, by God, and you know, the music's not half bad either. See, Castlevania is a grower. It's a shock to the system to a certain extent because it all seems so different and then it all seems so familiar. And it's when it gets familiar that you start to fall in love all over again. It's no perfect by any means. It's not quite as easy to see where all those hidden passages might be in a 3D world where cameras are 40 fucking foot wide, and the system which has you traipsing through the castle to dead ends just to place markers on your map to remind yourself that a dead end's in there is more of a hindrance than a help. You're better with a pad and paper, really. But the franchise is safe, and with Lament of Innocence, Konami have created a good foundation for further 3D adventures with the Belmonts. It's great fun, but there's maybe a pang of sadness here too. After all, for every 3D update that gets its wings, a 2D classic dies. Now, if you fancy Castlevania, you could do worse than check out an even better game, and another fantastic 2D to 3D switcheroo. It's Rygar, and it's beautiful.
Well, I'm here with, what's your name, sir?
Brian McDonald.
Brian McDonald. And I don't know if Brian McDonald's heard of me, but I'm Legend. Do you play Xbox Live at all?
No.
No, he doesn't play Xbox Live, but
My living room isn't big enough to have an Xbox in it.
I see, so he doesn't like the Xbox, sounds like. He thinks it's kind of ugly. Well,
No, it's just kind of big, you know.
well, I'm the American Xbox Live champion. I beat Lisa Simpson 45 in a death match, Mech Assault death match last year. So, obviously I got a little bit of an affinity for the Xbox, you know, because of that. But you tell me what your favorite system is and what your favorite games are.
It's got to be the Super Nintendo. You know, Mario Kart 4 players battle mode. It's the best game ever. Or maybe the N64 GoldenEye.
See, this guy is hardcore. That's the only way you can describe it. You know, those two guys off of Gainesville, I don't know if you've seen them, they'd say that he's elite. You know what I'm saying? Fucking pair of assholes, I'll fucking cut you if I see you next time. And of recent games, let's say the Christmas releases, what was your favorite? Have you played Prince of Persia, or have you played Beyond Good and Evil?
I liked that 13 game, that was pretty good.
13, yeah. What about Ico? What about Rez?
Nah, not into any of that, you know.
No, you don't like that at all? So you're pretty much an old school guy.
Totally.
So Sega or Nintendo?
Sega, definitely.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
Pussy or ass?
Ass.
Ass, that's my kind of guy, you see? So, Mario Kart battle mode, and he likes to do it up the ass. I hope he means with girls. Thanks a lot for all your help, John.
Okay, don't worry about it.
It's been great stuff talking to him. Thanks, man.
As things stand now, we've never had a platform that lends itself so well to PC ports. We've never had a platform that boasts the technical specs of Microsoft's Xbox. However, with the game we're looking at now, Morrowind, it has to be noted there are still major hurdles the programmers face when porting the game down to a console. Hurdles that unfortunately haven't been overcome in this game. It actually does sadden me to say that if we're going to talk about Morrowind in the Xbox, we have to highlight the bugs that it has. In truth, the game's pretty much infested with them. If you've played the game, you'll have seen one of the loading screens which details it's a dangerous place in Vanderfeld and you should save often. Never a truer word was spoken. The fact is, the most dangerous foe you're up against in this game are those invincible, invisible giant bugs that conspire to ruin your gaming experience by trapping your leg on a mountain or throwing you out of a room through a wall into a black expanse of nothingness. Or my particular favourite, deviously intercepting your save game and scrubbing it from the hard drive and not even having the decency to scream "I like it!" in your face. Just to put into perspective the criticisms I'm making here, they're criticisms from a guy who's put at least a conservative estimate mind at least I'm doing Morrowind Game of the Year, mum! Sorry about that, consolevaniacs. At least 150-200 hours of game time into the first release of Morrowind, which was out around 15 months ago on the Xbox, and it's during that huge amount of game time that you peel back the layers of Morrowind and pick holes in things like the less than perfect method of levelling up, or the inadequate amount of dialogue in the game, be it verbal or text. But for a large stretch of time, probably longer than the entire length of most RPGs, Morrowind is an impressive outing. If you can force yourself to concentrate less on the usual RPG obsessions like levelling up, then you'll find many hours of joy-filled discovery, because it's in the pursuit of the higher stats that the game begins to unravel. You'll quickly notice the game is a dawdle, and after you reach about level 15-16, you won't really have much trouble with any opponent. You'll also find that money is far too easy to come by in the game. With the addition of the island of Solheim from the original PC add-on pack of Bloodman, you might find some challenges in the new adversaries, but again, if you're above that is about level 20ish, you should be well equipped to handle the challenge. If you played the first release to death like what I did, and think that you can trip to the new sections with your level 70 odd character or however high you went, and get a challenge, then you'll be disappointed. Even with the newly added difficulty slider, you won't get much of a scrap from anything. There'll just be more areas for you to wander around in. Let's have a look at the visuals of the game here. I don't know how it manages it. It's both ugly and... oh, there's some lovely visuals there, in fact, just for example. But it manages to be both ugly and beautiful at the same time. At first it's kinda quite deceptive because the open expanse of the game blinds you to the fact that the draw distance isn't that great. The water's still lovely though, as you can see. You'll also notice throughout the game that in a lot of interiors, most in fact, the light levels are quite low, which helps mask the fairly average detail levels. When you get further in the game, you can use magic to improve your sight under low levels, but this does result in you playing a far uglier game and a lot less atmospheric in a lot of places. You should also be aware that when increasing your stats with magical items, I like that it can highlight a lot of the bugs in the game, and I can show this to you by loading up one of my more recent saves with my high level character. No, no. Well, morning. Right then, this is the result of hours and hours and hours of gameplay, and this guy is about level 75ish, and he moves at a fair pelt. He's got fairly decent gear, and he's quite flash with the cash. As I've already said, there isn't much of a challenge left in the game at this level. You're thinking there must be something good about this game. You played it for long enough, you Ubergeek, and you're right. Morrowind is a very, very ambitious game. Rockstar papped us in a city and said do what you like, and we wandered around and we did what we like, and it was fun for some reason. Bethesda have given us an environment that's what, 15, 20 times the size of Grand Theft Auto, and it's fun for exactly the same reason. Essentially Morrowind is a wanderer. When you first dip into Morrowind, it's quite difficult to appreciate just how large a game environment is at your disposal. The fact is, if you're the type of person that treats every game purchase as a challenge to your gaming prowess and are dissatisfied when a title doesn't cater for your hunger for dense gameplay, then you don't want to buy Morrowind. It doesn't deliver immersive gameplay, it does deliver an immersive game world. Anyway, you've looked at it, I've said some unflattering and flattering things about it, probably not in equal balance, but I think the fact probably is, even if there were no negatives in this review, some people just don't have the patience for this type of experience. If it's the case you've seen the footage and you feel drawn to the possibility that there may be a couple of hundred hours of gameplay in this game waiting for you, then you may as well give it a bash. It's only 30 quid. But if you don't feel that way, then don't buy it.
Now I'm here with some kids. What's your name, folks?
I'm Teak.
Lindsay.
Teak.
Teak. It's a strange name.
Alistair. Craig. Trip.
Keep shouting them. Keep shouting your names.
Maxie. Emma. Mickey. Maggie.
And what ages are you?
15. 14. 16. 14.
16.
16.
15.
Sweet 16.
17. 18. 16.
25.
Okay. Now, what are y'all doing here anyway? Aren't you a little bit young to be out?
No.
Like this? You old enough to wear makeup?
Yes, I'm 16.
How old do you need to be to wear makeup, brother?
I don't know. How old were you when you started? Alright, here to talk about video games. What's your favorite video game?
SmackDown 5.
Okay, that's a good choice. I like that choice. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Undertaker.
Undertaker. Do you like your new school Undertaker on his bike and all that shit, or do you like your old school Undertaker?
Both, but I prefer the old one better.
You prefer the old one?
Yep.
I like it. What about you? What video games do you play?
Manhunt.
Manhunt. Why do you like that? That's interesting.
Violent, gory, good storyline. Yeah, that's why.
Gouging people's
It's got a good storyline. You think so? Do you use the headset when you play it?
No, I just play it.
Why don't you play with a headset? You ought to get yourself a headset. Can you hear the guy talking in your ear? It's kind of like when my daddy used to talk.
Nah.
Huh? Well, I've heard this. Wait a minute, what age are you?
16.
Ain't it an 18 certificate and bred manhunt?
Now it all comes out.
So are you allowed to play that game?
Oh, my mum lets me play it.
Your mom let you play it. Who bought it for you?
My mum.
Your mom bought you it. You get sold them? Well, where do you buy these games?
Anywhere I can.
So where did you buy? Have you bought Manhunt?
No.
You rented it?
Oh, that just to say you've not bought Manhunt.
Okay, wait a minute. No, this is an interesting point here. Which rental store did you get Manhunt from?
I can't remember.
You don't want to drop them in the shit, that's all. Well, they're not allowed to do it. It's as simple as that. They ain't allowed to do it. What do you think of people that say? What do you think? Come on in, Phil. What's your name? William. And you play video games? It looks as if you do, son. You gotta play some kind of games.
Yeah. All right.
What do you play?
Like
Tarzan 2 or something. Yeah.
it's like Tekken, like shooting games and stuff like that.
I gotta tell you, you got a fantastic body there. You know, I could easily stand here and I could tell you that you're wearing the wrong kind of thing, but you got a good body there, son. I like it. It's your top?
I gave him it.
You should have worn that one. It's far better than that. Let me think. My favorite games are games about killing. usually killing anything, you know. Unreal Tournament, nah. I mean, you know, I gotta see. I like a game where you can shoot something and be down on the floor and you can fucking shoot it again and again and again. You know, that's what I like. So, what do you think is the most violent games you've ever played?
Manhunt, and I'm not really sure.
Manhunt violent, yeah. I guess it is violent. Just like a Manhunt's kind of like a night in Glasgow. I've noticed, and the week I've been here. You sure you're old enough to wear makeup?
Yes.
Okay. She's older than you? You're not wearing any makeup.
No.
Can I get into one of those under 18 things?
No. Possibly.
Why not? I don't want to go. Hey, how you doing, man? What's your name?
Festa.
What's your name?
Stacy.
Play video games, sir? Yeah, what do you play?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto again. We got a pattern emerging here. The message is clear. The kids like to play the violent games. Developers, you got to drop those certificates. The kids don't kid. They're old enough. They're old enough to have sex. Old enough to be fucking. They're old enough to be killing. That's what I got to say. We got to move on. Thanks, everybody. Thanks a lot. Get one down. Get at.
Right, Consolevaniacs, we're in Glasgow. In Glasgow we're very privileged, we've got a lot of stores to choose from when it comes to games. So I'm going to choose one of these stores. It's GeForce in Union Street in Glasgow. And I'm going to speak to them about how they feel about the market and about gaming in general. So I'm going in. And how long have you been with the company?
Just under a year now.
Just under a year?
Yes.
Right, okay. Right, hello, welcome to Castlevania. What's your name?
Damien Murray.
And you work for GeForce?
Yes.
In Glasgow? Yeah?
Yes, I do, yeah.
How long have you worked for the company?
Just under a year now.
Just under a year?
Yeah.
There will also be pauses between the questions, which is cool, because we can just cut in. Right, and how long have you been with the company?
Just under a year now.
Just under a year?
Yes.
Right, okay. You have a platform like the Phantom coming out, which sounds exciting and sounds interesting, but everybody that knows even a little about the games is pessimistic about a system like that surviving. Do you think that the companies that exist now and the way the games industry is run, do you think it's detrimental in the long term that in many ways the games industry is starting to resemble the film industry, and that the larger companies now chase blockbuster titles, they chase the well-branded games as opposed to smaller development and more originality in the titles? Sorry, can I do that question again? There will also be pauses between the questions, which is cool, because we can just cut in. Right, Phantom. With regards to the Phantom, it looks like a good platform and it sounds exciting, but everybody I've spoken to and yourself is pessimistic about the success of that platform. Do you think that's in any way part to the way the industry works right now, and that the companies chase the larger titles, the more branded titles, they chase the large sales to cater more to the mainstream? Do you think in long term, do you think that would be detrimental to the industry?
And Halo for me is a definitive game. That's the way games should be made. It allows you the way they brought the co-op mission in it, and the fact that you could fly a plane, or fly a spaceship, sorry.
What would you say was the game of last year?
Sorry?
What's hot on the PC?
Hot on the PC right at this moment in time would be your Final Fantasy 11 game.
Okay.
For the reason being that everybody wants it, and it's online, and that's a big aspect, as again, the online gaming side of it. You're not playing the AI anymore, so to speak, you're playing people, and that's what everybody wants now. They want to do that.
Would you agree that more so with the PC market, PC gamers generally go for games that have longevity?
So many people in the PC are shoot 'em ups, first person shoot 'ems.
What do you make of Sonic Heroes?
They've changed it too much. Far too much. No, it's not got a great review at all. In respect for that, it's no Sonic anymore. No, it's not like the wee Sonic we usually play. I just tried the Legacy of Kain there. Just love it.
I'll get you on the PS1, you can play that. I mean, even looking at these shelves, even looking at these shelves, you can see the difference in diversity and quality in the PS2. I mean, you've got top line, you've got your Maximals, you've got Ghost Hunt, you've got Ico, you've got Manhunt.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
The other systems just aren't keeping up, really, are they?
Well, again, these are games that have been released by third party, and obviously EA and stuff like that. There's good games and there's great games. I think PS2 can boast that it has got a selection of great games there. You'll have to find them though. And opposed to the Xbox, they're bringing out great games now. Great games people want to see, but they've got the capabilities to do that.
This is a reasonably biased interview we're having.
Yes. Well, so as I say, Sony they're good. They're a good company. They've kept the games industry going. If it wasn't for them, basically, they have kept it going. They're going to have to do better.
Right. It'll have to be done. We'll have to go and look at GameCube.
Yes. Well, that's the GameCube section. See that.
This is the GameCube section. Right. Alright, I see it now. Now there it is. Who is the greatest game hero of all time?
My greatest game hero?
Yeah.
Oh, God, who would that be then?
You can't pick me.
It'd have to be Dante.
What is the longest length of time you've played in one game for in a sitting?
Nearly 2 days.
What was it again?
Championship Manager. Shame.
Did you win anything?
Well, there was one league, one trophy, and that was it.
Do you realise how many women you could have met in 2 days?
Yeah, I do, but that doesn't come into it. I wouldn't say that I'm a woman hunter, I'm more a games hunter.
Right. Can you pick a game of all time?
On the top of my head? Yeah. That I've really personally enjoyed Zelda. And that is only game.
Which one?
Zelda was Ocarina of Time. Really, truly enjoyed that game with 64. I was at my lowest of my low at that point, and that helped me through, so I'm going to have to pick that game.
The magic with a show like Consolevania is that it's a show for people who already know their stuff. So you don't need us to tell you that Siren comes to the mind of the fellas behind Silent Hill. You don't need us to tell you that it's already garnered a solid reputation with import forums ablaze with tales of the game's 10 set pieces. You don't need us to tell you that it's a game about 10 people trying to survive in a village overrun by people tainted by a stream that now runs blood red. But you see, we've told you anyway in a roundabout way that makes you feel clever. See how that works? So Siren then, let's get the first major sticking point for me out of the way. Do not go into this game expecting a survival horror experience. This is not a horror game. I repeat, this is not a horror game. If you reduce a game down to its mechanics, and I often do being an anal bastard, this game is a stealth game. Tear away the horror story environments and enemies, and you could easily throw in a futuristic setting with roving robots and you'd have essentially the same experience. It's all about the sight jacking, see. Sight jacking allows your character to see through the eyes of the enemy. You can assign different enemies to different controller buttons and freely flick through their points of view so you can plan a safe route of passage through the area. Now, doesn't that all sound a little cold? Couldn't you suggest that the sight jacking element is a little bit close to the hacking into security camera deal you've seen in many a stealth game? Of course, you don't usually see those security cameras chasing you down, but the idea is still essentially the same. This is not a game mechanic informed by the horror genre. This is a stealth game, folks. Expect nothing else. Expect nothing else, and you'll soon begin to appreciate exactly what Siren does bring to the table. If you'll forgive me for putting on my wank hat for a few minutes, I'd suggest that Siren has an auteur feel that is lacking in so many games these days. What do I mean by an auteur feel, you ask? Yes, you fucking did ask, so shush. I feel that Siren is a labour of love, a game driven by one creative mind and with scant regard for what me, you, Edge, Games TM and Daz think about it. You see, Siren isn't much fun. That's right, it's not fun, it's a slog, it's cruel, it's tough. It's the furthest thing for fun you can imagine. Now that sounds like a negative, right? Well, it's not. When you buy into Siren, you buy into someone else's vision. You buy into an interactive experience that gaming has been begging for. Dare I say it, folks? Siren crawls dangerously close to art. You keep playing through appreciation and the stimulating ability to bring your own interpretation to the proceedings. You're not playing because it's fun. Siren makes fun look like a dirty word, like the way beef sounds like a dirty word on Saturday night. Siren beside Resident Evil is like Kurosawa beside Joel Shitty Schumacher, and I love Resident Evil. Siren is something new, something else. You need only look at the facial animations and the characters, the perfect lip syncing, the impeccable performances from the voice talent to see that great care went into making this game. All this is before you even mention the structure of the game's narrative. The timeline loops, forcing you to replay areas over and over until you fulfil conditions that provide hope for characters yet to pass through those areas. The narrative builds layer upon layer until you finally learn what's going on. Now, Siren is unremittingly bleak. Never in a video game have you ever felt so powerless, so hopeless in your attempts to survive. Again, this isn't fun. It's simply you living within a world the designers have chosen for you, but you enjoy being there because the world they've created is so rich. Now, I mentioned the big bad word art earlier. I'm no big in the games or art thing. I like my games to be games, but it's hard to play Siren and not believe something more is going on. If not within the game itself, then at least in the mind of the designer. I felt troubled by the constant use of sirens in this game. These didn't seem like your random Silent Hill sirens, just there because they sound scary. There is something very warlike, something inevitable about the sirens in this game. They're constant, echoing through the game, through that bizarre narrative structure, echoing through time. The village, its stream blood red, its people bloodied, broken and mutated. It brings to mind Hiroshima. You might not want it to, but it does. One wonders whether the designer is saying something about post-war Japan with Siren. The villagers, the enemies, tainted by the wail of the siren, seem militaristic. Crack shots with their rifles, constantly beating senselessly at objects with their hammers, always seeking to kill. The Japanese survivors must try to exist among their enemies without arousing suspicion, and to do this they must see through the enemy's eyes. They must see the world as the enemy does, simply to survive. Is the designer commenting on post-war Japan's assimilation of Western culture with this game? Or am I simply thinking about it all a little too much? Regardless, how many games offer us the possibility of such an interpretation? I can't recommend Siren in the same way I would recommend many other great games. This is just a different kind of experience. But in time, this game could be seen as the Citizen Kane of video games, a game ahead of its time, a game which does the unthinkable, dresses up art house movie sensibilities in survival horror franchise garb, and sneaks into our homes to educate us in its own difficult, uncaring, unsharing, and truly revolutionary way. Siren is now available in PAL territories under the title of Forbidden Siren, and the game's been dubbed. So everything I mentioned previously about the auteur's influence can be written off. Why? Because it sounds like this. Hey me darling, what's wrong?
It's these monsters. They frighten me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like them. They killed my dog. You know what I mean? I
to kill. Yeah, no, they're bad for that. They do a lot of killing dogs. It's because they're monsters.
Yeah, but it's that Red River. What, you gonna help me out here? Oh, who's this? Oh shit.
Hello, I wonder. Yes, my car is broken down, and I wonder if you got a spare tire on you or something. Hey, what do you make of these zombies? They're crazy, huh? You better not. Hey, you look a handsome boy. You want to come into the woods with me? No, yes, I'm from Istanbul. What'd you do that for?
He was gay. He was a gayer.
Now, if you'd like a horror game your kids can play, we recommend this.
Consolevania Wrestling Federation. We're going to follow this title lineage all the way through the run, however long that might be, and we're establishing our champion today. In one corner, Kenta Kobashi, All Japan veteran, now a Noah legend. In the other corner, Toshiaki Kawada, All Japan loyal. That makes it a bit of a grudge match, folks. We're going to be seeing the whole thing, no clipping, from start to finish in Giantgram 2000 on the Dreamcast, and you're going to have a ringside seat.
かロープに振って犯罪になりましたかね。小股に挟んだパワーボムが決まった。
Hello, boys! My favourite game? Probably Medal of Honor. Except for when I can go the Axis side. Yes. And the graphics mean nothing to me. I'm hardcore. Favourite Games magazine was obviously a mega power. Back in the day. Yes, I loved it. Hard to get from this bunker though. Postage, oh, it's astronomical. Xbox, that Bill Gates, I hate that Bill Gates, that Jewish crap, Jewish! I hate him. Next. Gaming heroin, there's no such thing. Never has there been a game being made with Eva Braun. Never. Games TV shows, they should be banned, they're all shite. I'd ask the Games Guru how to get very fat people on Tony Hawks, because it's just not fat enough for my liking. Favourite console? Probably the GameCube. Good Japanese allies. Yes, very good. Not like that Xbox shite from that Jew. I hate him. Favourite gaming hero would have to be... let me see now. I think it would have to be that Russian bloke off the Red Alert games. You know the one, the really unconvincing accent. Not like me, which is brilliant. That's probably because games don't appeal to girls. Why would girls want to sit in one place and thumb around with one little control pad when they can be out there talking about clothes and toys and all sorts of things? I'll tell you one thing, boys, that EA games, I hate that EA games. Sports simulations, what's that about? They just want to corner the market and make us force that down our throat. I hate it. Why would I want to play a sports game that was the same as a sports game that was the same as the sports game before that last year, except for this time wear pink socks? It's shite. They just produce the same old shite year after year after year. Dominating charts, making me play games I don't want to play, but I have to play them because it's always there. Oh, it's terrible. Next. I'm looking forward to Half-Life 2. Yes, I love that. The whole Half-Life experience was just brilliant. I don't have a computer powerful enough to run the game, but never mind. I'm sure I'll get it on my Spectrum one day. Oh, those are lovely people. I love the way they think they're better than everyone else and thus make the game platform so elite that everybody thinks you're just a geek and it's for spotty bods. I don't know what spotty bod is, but that's what it's for. It disgusts me. Bring back CNVG, which is still running probably.
What is this place? How did I get here? I can't remember. I can't remember myself. My gosh, I don't even know who I am. Are you trying to say something? Is that all you can say? Beep? What's that supposed to mean? Why not? Peepo it is. Oh, for crying out loud, don't be so sensitive. I know it's not your fault. Yeah, beep beep to you too.
Confession time. I hated Devil May Cry. Hated it. I could understand exactly what was supposed to be happening with that game, and I appreciated why others liked it. But for me, chaining together big combos one after another was all a bit aimless and dull. Just no my bag. For that reason, I went into Bujingai thinking that the game was going to be a hard sell to a fella like me. I was wrong. There's no need for me to go long-winded here and keep you hanging for what I think of this game, because I want to shout it for the rooftops like a lesbian. I adore Bujingai. I adored it for its first 5 minutes, and I adored it until its last 5 minutes. Now, what constitutes a truly great game in Consolevania? Well, we are famously a show that loves all games, even the bad ones. So when a game comes along that celebrates the possibilities of gaming without any pretensions, simply a will to excite and dazzle, we're happy boys. Bujingai stars Gact, a J-pop star I saw here. A guy who has the nickname Mr. Children, which must come in handy at an under-18s disco, you'd imagine. He's certainly a pretty fella. Why cast him as the hero in a game like this? Who knows? But the rule in gaming has always been, if the game stars a J-pop idol, the game's gonna be shite. Bujingai bucks this trend with gusto. So what's the deal? It's as easy as pie is the deal. 2 attack buttons open up a world of incredible sword combos, and these combos are the most beautiful you've ever seen in a game. Truly spectacular. But there's no empty feel to these displays. Everything is solid. Sword meets sword, and there's a great sense of choreography. There's even the possibility to pull a neat pose. A hangover for Red's brilliant Gungrave, another Consolevania favourite. Indeed, this title was fully the kind of thing we all wanted for the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon game. Fight scenes that leave us breathless. Each hit you land on an opponent raises your combo meter by 1, original that, and you'll soon find yourself obsessing over getting a big old chain, or even better, chaining a whole level, which is perfectly possible. The combo chain will keep building as long as you're striking an enemy, not being hit, or not spending too long on the ground. And that's where the true magic of this game comes in. This game rewards you for behaving like a character for Chinese mythology, swooping through the air, wall running and clashing swords in true wushu style. And it's not too hard, it's fun to play, Lau's a fun character to be, and the nickname Mr. Children's fucking brilliant. It's the counter-attack system that's the key to the experience. Lau has a just meter, which allows a certain amount of attacks to be blocked as long as you're facing the attack. Then, during this blocking sequence, you can unleash your counter with 1 button press, be it into a leap or a massive attack for double damage. And you should see the projectile blocking sequence. Nah, I won't waste it for you. Needless to say, it's the sound in Bujingai is impressive. Voice talent for the world of anime, music that has the right mix of wailing guitar and oriental tradition. It's also lavish, and it makes you feel good about games, and we love feeling good about games, don't we? Edge, hello? Now just check this sequence out. I think I'll leave you in silence for a wee bit just to watch this. So I won't say anything. Fucking hell, that's fucking amazing. Oh, jeez, oh. Oh, that's good then. Oh, I must be good at this game, that's quite something. Oh, go, Mr. Children. Do it for the children. There you can see the just meter working there when he's attacking. As long as you stand there and you let the attack come in, your meter will run down, and then you can counter. It's all about biding your time, finding the right spot. Oh bloody hell, I'm good at this, aren't I? Go on, son. Red and Taito have obviously decided to give gamers something that they can play with a smile on their face. They've put so much effort into replayability from the get-go, simply by giving you all the tools you need to have a little bit of fun. Put it this way, on my first playthrough of the game, I replayed the first level 3 times before I moved on. That's how good this game is. You're replaying it before it's done, and you'll be replaying it after it's done. Now, collecting coins throughout the levels will let you unlock various goodies, like maybe an interview with Gat or an alternate costume. And you know, the interview with Gat can be quite enlightening, if you know your Japanese.
セリフが今回ほとんどないでしょ。セリフがない中でああいうこう擬音っていうのかな、あれだけで全部表現するっていうのはすごい大変なことなんだなってやりながら思ってたね。結構しんどかったね。言葉が喋れるっていうのは幸せなんだなってそう思ってたよ。
Hi, it's Legend here again, the Xbox Live champion of the United States of America, where I beat Lisa Simpson 45, and remember last year on Mech Warrior. Means nothing to these girls here. These girls say they play games. Don't really give a shit about that, but I'm gonna be asking them. Anyway, what's your names first?
Christina.
Christina, it's a lovely name, and your name, I hope it's as nice as Christina.
It's Catherine.
Catherine, it's not bad. Not quite as nice as Christina. But, you know, we got a bit of variety, different color hair here, you know? So what games do you play?
Dance mat.
Dance mat games. Okay, that's nice, honey. And is that the only game you play?
Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur, that's a good choice. Soul Calibur 1 or Soul Calibur 2?
I've played Soul Calibur for the Dreamcast and Soul Calibur 2 for the GameCube.
And what about you? What's your high score in Radiant Silvergun?
I've never played.
You've never played Radiant Silvergun? I can't believe that. And what do you think of the control system in Gigantic Drive on the PS2?
I couldn't tell you. I like riding my bike.
You like riding your bike?
I like to get out.
Yeah. Live a life. Live a life. Yeah. So you don't live a life, no?
No, I don't.
And who do you play your dance mat game with? Is it turn your fucking Irish music off? Who do you play your dance mat game with? Is it your boyfriend?
And my flatmates.
Your flatmates? So not a boyfriend?
No.
Because we were talking to a girl up there. She was playing a dance mat game with her boyfriend. They did it naked.
Really?
Yeah, that's true.
Sounds fun.
She might have been.
Maybe I could do that in the future.
She might have been taking the piss a little with that one. But
Like you.
no, I'm not taking the piss out of you two at all. I didn't believe until I came to Scotland that girls played games at all, because it doesn't happen in America.
All right.
But you do it here.
So where are you from again? Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Okay, cool.
You ever been to America?
What else do you do in Milwaukee apart from play Xbox?
We play games, and I like hunting.
Hunting? Oh,
Yeah.
What do you hunt?
Deer.
Do you kill them?
I shoot them, yeah.
Well, that's not very nice.
You never heard of Lisa Simpson 45? He's a fucking real big Xbox Live player in the States. Again, and have a lovely night. Okay?
Are you sure you're not putting on that accent?
No, I'm not putting on that accent.
Really?